So, Line 6, 10th anniversary party, live stream, event taking place June 11th. What does this mean? Boy, we sure have been through a lot together. Me, old Grandpa Helix, one of the best pieces of gear in history for guitar players. 10 years. This year will mark 10 years since Helix came out. 10 years, it's been really setting the tone, pushing the limits, pushing others to try to beat it. And some would say the Helix has been designing every other modeler for the past 10 years. Everybody's wanting to do what Helix does. Still to this day, in my opinion, the best gig experience comes from the Line 6 Helix floor. If I had to take one thing with me for the rest of my life and traveling with this size was not an issue and it was easier to, if I didn't have to carry it, I guess, then it's still Helix for me. We might have gotten some hints here that potentially something new could be coming, or maybe another engine rebuild. So, according to Eric Klein, the chief product design and architect of the Helix, I asked him at NAMM about the need for a next-gen Helix product. And here's what he had to say.
I mean, we do need a next-gen Helix product, but the engine itself is probably 18 months old. The engine in Helix, we've actually improved the engine over and over and over again within the exact same products, which is why...
For free.
For free.
So when he says that Helix has been rebuilt and redesigned and re-engineered, what they mean by that is that with the heavier firmware updates, the insides of this have been rebuilt. Not physically, but in software world. So the software keeps rebuilding and being better than itself. I mean, it's like the Matrix or something. They keep rebuilding it. They built it in a way where that can happen, where it can future-proof itself and, rebuild via software and make what they call their engine. They can redo it with some more modern software. So it's still the same physical hardware that you would have gotten then, but every time there's a big major update, you're essentially getting what he calls a new product. And the guys at Worship Tutorials, they gave me a nice shout out in their video talking about this same thing. But I want to kind of now take this a step further and really talk about what's happening right now. Because something pretty big seems to be happening. The 10-year anniversary is taking place at Line 6 headquarters in Calabasas, June 11th, 11 a.m. Pacific Standard, 8 p.m. CET, hosted by Tim Pierce. So the legendary Tim Pierce, my favorite guitar player and YouTuber. 10th anniversary of Helix, exploring its history, continual evolution. Okay, so little behind the scenes. I've been invited to this. A lot of my creator friends have been invited to this. This is going to be a really big event that they're bringing in the big guns for. I, unfortunately, will be in Europe on tour with Jessica Lynn, so I won't be able to attend, but I absolutely would have flown out for this because I got a really good feeling that we're going to get something, a big Easter egg or a tip or a hint, maybe a title, maybe a picture, maybe even a demonstration of what they're working on. It's almost like this is like the Willy Wonka chocolate factory that they were giving out golden tickets to. And I had a golden ticket and basically had to decline my invite, which really sucks. So it says you'll go behind the scenes, meet our team, learn how artists of all types use Helix, and there'll be a special development presentation by the chief product design architect, Eric Klein, who you just heard from. It's going to be a live stream on Facebook and on YouTube. Why would this happen other than a hint or something? This is like Comic-Con when they announced all the Marvel movies and like they just show like the actors' chairs pop up. What could it be? Eric has said numerous times that there won't be a Helix 2. So I'm wondering if this means that this next gen product will even be Helix related. Will it even be relevant to Helix? It might just be a totally different thing. Would they abandon the Helix title altogether, being that it's been so successful? I guess they'd have to come up with some other name other than Helix 2, since he's been saying it's not Helix 2. But what do you want to see in that? What do you want it to have? What would your ideal Helix 2 be? Put it in the comments below, because I'm really excited to see what people are thinking about this. And I'm excited to see, hopefully, whatever it is at this live stream. If it's anything, if it's nothing, I'm going to be pissed, because I'm going to be watching this. And if we don't get a hint of something, I'm sure it's going to be cool either way, going behind the scenes and seeing all the guys there. Everybody over there is really cool, but something's got to pop up. They're bringing in Tim Pierce. They're doing big things. All the creators are going to be there. This has got to be something great. But so things that I would like to see on a Helix 2. I would like capture tech, I guess. I mean, and I'm going to go to the comments here on this, because there's a lot of interesting stuff here. Requests touchscreen integration. That's a good one. I feel like it's got to be. But if they do touchscreen and they get rid of these encoders at the bottom are what separates Helix for me. That I love that these knobs are always accessible. So if you save it on your amp settings, you just have easy access to all of this. You could do your touch capacitance. If they get rid of touch capacitance and these rows, I might be out. But that's awesome for me. I love that about Helix. If they can combine that with a touchscreen and they could just be like, oh, I can touch a block and then the parameters come up, something like that. That'd be really awesome. There's not much I would change about the Helix floor experience. I still love the Helix floor layout, how it's built. Obviously, maybe a little bit smaller and lighter would be cool. I'd like one with maybe without an expression pedal. If it were up to me, I'd make one without an expression pedal. This guy's got a good point. Jay here, reading some of the comments about capture tech. Let's face it, if you think you can capture a better sound than these guys and their top-notch studio equipment processing, you're kidding yourself. If you think that they don't have an amp in there that won't get close to the sound you want, again, you're kidding yourself. Do you really need more DSP, or do you need to learn more about the system and learn how to play it properly? So that's an interesting thing. Maybe we're going to get a better, more efficient DSP in a big update. Maybe there's going to be a potential 4.0 update that really fixes the DSP and makes it super efficient. NAM captures, when they have their own, you can load it. Yep, just Helix fan, which is cool. He would like to shrink it to a QC size, same thing. Built-in wireless receiver, that's a cool point, like the Pod Go has, but then you're kind of stuck with the Line 6 level wireless. I love Line 6, but the wireless is just not that great, in my opinion. If they could do a really high quality digital wireless system that's really trustworthy and reliable, I'd be in. More NAM integration, more DSP, capture tech. If we don't get Helix hardware, we might get another big firmware update. They have, like you just said, maybe more amps and features. I mean, how many more amps do you need? I feel like I'm pretty set on amps, but the new amps do keep coming out better and better. As Eric and even the worship guys, the worship tutorial guys have said, every new amp that comes out sounds better than the old amp. So it's almost like maybe we can get a rebuild of the old amps in an update or something. So it makes the older amps catch up to the newer amps, like a redesign or remodel. They keep finding ways to squeeze more life out of Helix. Again, NAM support, another vote for NAM support. Snapshots are unmatched. That is absolutely true. Usability is unmatched. Hoping for NAM captures. Maybe it's just a presentation on the evolution development processes and how they got here. See, I don't think so, because a lot of my friends have been invited to go there, and I think that means that maybe something could happen. Helix 2 would be nice. A Pacifica Revstar Variax. That's a good one, Nick. Okay, Nick. Bring back some type of Revstar Variax would be awesome. What a tragic loss to the guitar community. Rest in peace, Variax. We have another guy who's back to tube amps. That's cool. Good for you, man. Audio interface to HX effects. That's interesting. Nikki wants to be able to use Command Center while you're in snapshot mode. I mean, you can just set up any snapshots in stomp mode. I remember being on the wait list for Helix, got it in 2015, still using it all the time. A lot of people, man, a lot of good, loyal Helix users are out there. Oh, look, here's something nice for me. Why Tim Pierce? Shouldn't it be one of the guys that put the time and effort into their Helix knowledge with us over 10 years? All three of these names are spelt wrong. We much appreciate the mention here, but you have all three of our names wrong, which I think is pretty funny. But thank you, TC Templeton, for your confidence there. Look, if Tim Pierce thinks it's good, that's good for me. Anything that he says, I'm in. More NAM, more new amps. iPad version for HX Edit, another really good one. Maybe some iPad integration, maybe some Bluetooth stuff if that's even possible. A lot of Line 6 for Linux stuff. Yeah, this guy, Aaron, 10 years is an eternity in the digital world, which is true. But again, saying that 10 years in the digital world, yes, as a hardware unit, but as Eric said, they keep rebuilding it from the inside out, software wise. So yeah, there's so much speculation to be had around this live stream. I wish I could be there. This is killing me that I'm not going to be there. But yeah, I'll be watching it live. Maybe I'll do my own live stream of me watching this, and maybe you can join in and have some commentary there. Let me know if you guys want to see something like that. But yeah, let me know in the comments what you want to see from the Helix 2, or what you think that this 10th anniversary is going to bring. Is it going to be a new update? Is it going to be new features? Is it going to be a whole new hardware unit? What do you think we're going to see at this event? And yeah, if you made it this far in the video, thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next one.